All right, congrats on sticking with me and going through this. Marketing, okay? Now, for most people, marketing is an expense. Now, I was trained as an accountant. Yes, I know, I have a personality. How could I have ever been an accountant? Not true. Anyway, the point of it is that our goal is to turn our marketing from an expense into an investment. Now, what does that mean? My definition of marketing, and I've written a whole bunch of books on this, everything from buying customers to my latest book here, Raise Your Hand Marketing. All of these books all go down to one thing, okay? My definition of marketing is profitably buying lifetime customers. Profitably buying lifetime customers. Now, I had to learn this. I learned this in my dog food business, in fact, many years ago, where I realized that marketing was about investing money to get a customer who spent more with me than it cost me to get them. So if I was putting out $10 and getting back $20 in profit, I could consistently put out $10 if I was getting $20 back in profit. Now, it's not just about that first transaction, it's about that lifetime of transactions. In fact, in the next video, I'm going to take you through my 5 ways formula that is the most important formula you'll ever learn in business. So this whole concept of buying customers, I had to sit down and think to myself, well, okay, what does that mean? Well, first and foremost, I had to understand that I could only have so many new customers per week. I couldn't bring on 10 million new customers, couldn't handle it, okay? And in fact, in that particular business, I couldn't even bring on 100 new customers a week. I couldn't handle it. But what I had to work out was, how do I get the right number of new customers coming through the door day in, day out, week in, week out, so that my business kept growing? You see, marketing, almost the whole idea of business comes down to 2 things. Get them and keep them. How do you get customers and how do you keep them coming back? I had to become an expert at getting them, okay? Because, well, to be blunt, it's hard to keep them coming back if you didn't get them in the first place, okay? So what I had to do was I had to work out, how do I get customers? And that's what this whole process of buying customers. And a lot of new businesses, they think, oh, I'll just hang out the shingle, people will come. I'll call on people, I'll network, I'll do all that stuff. Well, ultimately, what I had to learn was how to scale that thing so that I could buy as many customers as I could handle, or as many as I needed or wanted, to get the right growth rate of my business. And then I had to work out, how do you get them to keep coming back? So it's that front-end strategies of customer acquisition and that mid-range strategies then of saying, okay, how do I turn these customers into lifetime buyers? Okay, ultimately going through the philosophy of how do I buy them. Now, what it led me to was a simple understanding. I had to read a lot of books and study a lot of things on this. And I think that maybe if you're with me, and understanding that your growth is important. Your business can't outgrow you. I mean, you can work 10 times harder. You can kill yourself with this thing, or you can learn and grow and become a better business owner and build a business that works that you don't have to. See, the reason I called the company Action Coach, not, hey, that was a good video, coach, or that was a good book, coach, is it's what you do with what you learn from us. It's how you implement what you learn with us here at Action Coach. And that's why this whole philosophy of buying customers meant I had to work out what was my budget to buy customers. If I wanted 50 new customers a month, they weren't just going to show up unless I was investing the time, energy, effort, money into the marketing strategies to make them show up. They don't just magically walk in the door. People say, oh, I get a lot of business from referrals. I get a lot of word of mouth. That's great. But I can't be predictable on word of mouth. I need to have predictable growth of my business. And I want to always remind you of this. A business that's not growing is dying. Kind of like a tree. A tree is either growing or it's dying. It can't stand still. And so a business has to keep growing. And for a business to grow, you've got to grow. I've got to grow. If I want my team to get better, I need to keep getting better. If I want my business to grow, I need to grow myself, grow my team, and they grow the business for me. It's really important to understand your main job is to get customers and keep them coming back. Now, the formula we're going to learn in the next video is going to break that down for you and give you the numbers and the ways to work. And I'm going to share with you where we have the 300 plus strategies to help you grow that business.